Hi, it's Nikki here, and today we are talking personal style for the aging woman, shall we say, or midlife woman. And I've got an amazing Helen Reynolds with me. She is a personal style consultant with a difference because she really focuses on how we feel in our clothes and how it affects our confidence and the way actually we behave, which is really, really interesting. So welcome, Helen.
Thank you, thank you. It's lovely to be here.
So I'm going to kick off with what are the main challenges women over 40 face as we get older in how we dress?
We have so many challenges, don't we, as we age? And I think at certain different points in our lives as women, things change, don't they? Like our bodies are never the same. And the way we feel about ourselves and our confidence levels change. And I think at this life stage, so perimenopause, intermenopause, postmenopause, we can feel like we've lost our identity, which I know you talk about a lot. We can notice and really start to fixate on changes to our body. And, very common is around the middle, which can feel like such a difficult thing to try and deal with. And often it's a change in your bust size. And a lot of women feel that their bust massively increases and they feel not sexy with that, but matronly with that. So I think the challenges are twofold. It's this identity thing. Actually, it's threefold. It's identity, it's physical body, and then it's dealing with those blooming hot flashes and, suddenly feeling like you're on fire. And there's certain ways of dressing that will make that worse, and other ways of dressing that are definitely going to help that. So maybe we'll delve into some of that today.
Absolutely, I can't wait because what the challenge I find is not only different sizes your body goes through as you try and look in the wardrobe and go, well, that used to fit me. Do I keep it for when it might fit me again, or and that looks too frumpy on me because it may be too big or too small or whatever. So it's really, really hard to dress so that you feel your best when you're going through these different changes. And weather-wise and temperature-wise, because our bodies, we get the hot flushes, but we also, for me particularly, I feel really cold as well.
Yeah,
So I go from being freezing to really hot,
yeah.
and having the versatility and flexibility in your clothing to cope with that and not having to constantly change and do all that. So I'm wanting to dive into that. Um, let's start with the one that bothers most of us the most, and that is the weight gain.
Yeah.
What are your tips for feeling good in your clothes when you've got some extra weight going on?
Yeah, I've got so much to share around this because I think this really affects our confidence. And as you said, how we show up, how willing we are to show up and do stuff when we're feeling like we don't recognize our bodies anymore. So there's so many things to think about. And first of all, I think one of the things I learned that was most helpful to me was when you look down at your tummy or your bust or both, you have a view of yourself that nobody else ever sees, right? So mentally, we think we're this obese, massive tummy, and everyone's going to look at my tummy. But actually, nobody, and you see it when you look down, nobody else is seeing that, right? So, first of all, to understand that when people look at you full on, their eyes don't go automatically to your tummy or your bust. When you look in a full length mirror, your eyes, whatever your part of your body is that you feel self-conscious of, often it's thighs or whatever you've got on, you look in a full-length mirror in a changing room or at home, your eyes immediately fixate on that part of you. You're checking, how bad does my tummy look? How bad do my thighs look? And just to, first of all, before I give you practical tips, nobody else does that to you, right? People look at you and they look at your face, or they look at a part of your outfit. That I'll share some tips as to how to make the eyes go where you want them to go and not to there. But so first of all, it's just remembering it's only you that's looking at your body in that critical way. No one else is. But then in terms of how to dress in a way that's going to make you believe that, really important, and you've heard this 100 times before, but I don't think it always goes in, is wearing clothes that fit you. And forget the label. You've all heard that a million times before, but I never forget seeing, I think it was on Instagram, somebody sharing, a body positivity person sharing two pictures of herself trying on some trousers, and they were two different sizes, right? And the size that she put on, that she wanted to be, that she used to be, that was just a bit too tight now, made her look really big. So they were pinching. She took her top off. She just had a bra on. So she was pinched in at the waist. She had folds over the top of the waistband, and they just looked really ill-fitting, cheap. They weren't cheap trousers. They looked cheap, they looked ill-fitting, and they were uncomfortable. And we do that, right? We can't accept that trouser doesn't fit anymore, so we'll wear it anyway. And not only does that not look great, and whatever top you put over it is going to show off those lumps and bumps, but also you've got this nagging thing in your head all day long, this distraction. God, these are tight. God, I'm fat. God, I've put weight on. God, I must lose this weight. And
like
that's
a constant reminder, isn't it?
Crappy way to live your life and live your day. You don't need to. My dream for everybody is you put your clothes on and then you stop thinking about what you're wearing and you get out and you live your life and you work, you have fun, you do what you have to do. You shouldn't ever have to think about your clothes again once you put them on, right? So that was the first image. And then the second image, she's literally gone up a size in these trousers and they fit her around the waist, and there's no rolls. And not that rolls aren't good, you know, we all have rolls, but there's no rolls because these trousers aren't pinching her in. And then whatever top she puts on over the top sits nicely. And yes, it's a number she doesn't want it to be, but they fit, they're comfortable, and she looks slimmer in a bigger size. So that's one tip, is don't kid yourself about your size, cut the label out if you need to, but wear the clothes that fit you properly, and then you'll stop worrying so much about your size. Also, to say that whatever size you are right now isn't wrong. Like, women's weight fluctuates. That is so normal. And it might be that you are determined you're going to do something about that, and that's perfectly possible for everybody. But it might be that you just accept that this is my body now, and just try and get comfortable with that, and wearing the right size clothes is going to help with that.
Massively.
And then I've got loads of practical tips about how to disguise a tummy, if that would be helpful. Do you think?
Yes, please.
Yeah, because we can do all the mindset, my tummy's beautiful, you know, I'm supposed to have a tummy at this time, and that's helpful, but sometimes that doesn't cut it, and we want to be able to do something about it. And there's so many ways that you can disguise your tummy so that, you know, you're looking in the mirror and focusing on your tummy, nobody else is. But if this helps, one really good tip and really quick tip is, if you have got some props here to show you today, Nikki.
Good. I thought you might.
If you have a scarf, you know, this might not be your pattern, it might not be your colour, but if you have a scarf that you enjoy wearing, and you take the longer edge in both hands first and just wrap it around your neck and tuck these two ends underneath. You might tie them, you might just tuck them under. You might want to, this doesn't look great because I've got a higher neck on, but and you might have it higher up, you might have it lower down. But if I just, I'm going to do this slowly because my camera goes blurry when I move. But if you stand up now, I've now got something sitting in front of my whole tummy. I might put a cardi over that or a jacket over that, and it looks really stylish. And it, you know, mentally, you know that your tummy, nobody can see it because this is flapping around.
Yeah.
Another tip is, if you're wearing something quite stretchy, like a t-shirt or a long sleeve top or something with a bit of stretch, I'm forever telling my clients this when they try things on and show me, they pull them over their tummy because they think by pulling it over their tummy they're hiding their tummy, but often that really highlights their tummy. So just rouge the fabric over your tummy, and that helps to disguise it. Another brilliant trick is to add on whatever you're wearing underneath, is to have on a longer line cardigan or a blazer or a jacket, depending on your lifestyle and what you like to wear. Because even if you then tuck in, you've got something over the top. In fact, I've got one here. Let's pop this on. You've got something over the top that's like your security blanket. And in fact, no one can see your circumference, if you like, because you've got most of your body. If you think about the 360 of your body, again, I wouldn't necessarily wear this with this top, but just to show you, this is all covered now, and all you're really seeing of my tummy is this bit.
Yeah.
Right, so it's just like having that secure, and it could be a smart blazer, it could be a more casual cardigan than this as well. And another, I'll give you a final one. We all, I think, know that dark colours or black, we assume black, is slimming. But in truth, it can be any dark colour, so it doesn't have to be black. But what we don't always know is that lighter colours or brighter colours draw attention. So think about your body in terms of where you're happy to have attention and where you want to minimise. And the darker colours in an outfit are going to minimise, and the lighter and brighter colours will draw attention. So for many women, if it's sort of belly button down that you're self-conscious of, a darker pair of trousers or skirt is going to be helpful with colour or print, actually, or a lighter colour on top if you feel a bit neater on top. the attention's going to stay here. That's where people's eyes will go. And of course, jewelry and having a bit of makeup on if you like wearing makeup. So there's lots of, think about where you want people to look and embellish that, and where you don't want people to look and keep it dark, plain, and like nothing to see here. This is of no interest to anyone.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Talk a little bit about when you get it right and you feel good in your clothes. How does that affect your life?
This is what I'm obsessed with. And although the tool that I use to help women feel great is clothes and outfits, it's really because of what that brings. And it is this confidence and this willingness to say yes to things and show up in the world. We all know, like on a day when you might be feeling tired and you haven't necessarily got anything on and you don't really bother to get ready properly, you might just wear lovely, cozy, comfy things all day. And then someone knocks on the door, or you have to go and do some post a parcel or something, and you feel really embarrassed or ashamed of how you look, and you feel like you're a slob, especially if that person you bumped into, this friend or whatever, has made a bit of an effort. You're much more like, and then if someone says, come on, let's go for a coffee, or let's come and do this, you're more likely to say no, because your mindset is, I'm at home, I'm cozy, I'm not feeling good, I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be seen. That's what it is. And when you really nail your personal style and you've got outfits that you can rely on, that when you put them on, you look in the mirror and you know, this is you, this is me, this is the best version of me, you get excited when you get invited to do something and you want to show up and you want to shine and you want to say yes to the invitations, you want to have more fun. And really, I find my clients, when they do understand their style, they start to live a bigger, bolder, braver, more fun life. And when they're feeling crappy about the way they look, they go inside themselves and they stop living this big, bold, fun life.
Yeah.
And that's the result, really. It's how much do you want to live your life, and how much are you happy to stay stuck in this feeling crap about yourself?
Yeah, yeah. What are some easy ways to bolster that confidence when you're getting dressed in the morning and looking at your wardrobe? Because my wardrobe is full of stuff that I don't wear even.
Yes, and you're not alone. I know I used to be, I've done this job for 15 years now, and I know before that, my wardrobe was way too big because I honestly believed everything I bought would be the thing that made the difference and that I would wear forever.
Yeah.
And it never was. So I just kept accumulating all of these things. So first of all, have a good wardrobe clear out, and there's a really quick, simple way to do that. And there's loads of steps, but I'm just going to share one step with you, and you could do this today, ladies, is go through your wardrobe and take out anything that doesn't fit you today and that isn't comfortable. Literally, for most of us, that takes out at least a third of our wardrobe. If it doesn't fit you
probably
today,
half. Yeah.
take it out. You don't need to look at that each and every day because it just makes you feel bad. And the truth is about your wardrobe, when you've got less stuff in there, you have more to wear. It doesn't make sense, but it's so true, because you can see what you've got and you can see the possibilities, and you might be braver about, instead of always wearing this with this, you might go, what would happen if I put this with this? So today, if you want to take action, take everything out that doesn't fit you. And at the start, you said sometimes we worry about getting rid of things because what if I fit into it next month, if this diet I'm on right now works? If you really can't bear, and the truth is, if you do lose the weight, you're very likely to want to buy new things. But if you really can't bring yourself to lose those things properly, just put them somewhere else. Don't have them in your everyday wardrobe. Put them in the loft, put them in another wardrobe in a spare bedroom, put them under the bed in a box. Don't look at them every day. That's a really big tip. Secondly, I would say, think about, we all have good days, don't we, where we catch ourselves in a photo or something and we think, yeah, I like how I look today. And when that happens, really try and think about why. Am I having a good hair day? Or do I like the way I've done my makeup? Or does this colour seem to work? Every time I wear this thing, everybody tells me I look great. That's a clue. Like, what you're trying to do is gather clues as to what your true personal style is. That's what I do with my clients, is I give them the blueprint, if you like, their unique blueprint, the colours, the shapes, the necklines, the cuts, the details on clothing, the kind of prints that are true to them. And so start to, if you're going to try and do this yourself, you want to tune into those good days. What was I wearing? What shape is? Maybe it's the shape of the shoulders and the structure here. This always works for me. If I've got structure, that really helps me feel confident in my clothes. This is a great colour for me. Obviously, I'm showing up online. I'm not going to turn up in a colour that doesn't wear. Not to say I always wear, the very best colours, but It's about empowering yourself and noticing, being a detective. What is it I'm wearing that's making me feel good? Could it be the print? Could it be the fabric? You know, start to piece together what's working and see if you can work it out, and then you can replicate it. And if you decide this color or the color that you're wearing is your best color, look out for more of it. Bring more of it into your wardrobe, make it a thing.
Yeah, amazing. If we are going through things like hot flushes, do you have any specific tips on how to dress for that?
Yes, and this can be such a problem because it can feel you can start to panic, can't you? Especially if you're in a meeting or somewhere where it's
Sweating as well. There's nothing worse than having sweat marks on your clothes. It's
so
just the
embarrassing.
worst thing. You just feel awful, don't you?
Yeah. If you're a profuse sweater, this has just popped into my head. You can buy, I can't remember what they're called, sweat pads or something, and they're literally sort of like slim sanitary towels that you can put in your clothing. If you're, if you're at a meeting and you just know you're going to end up with sweat patches, then you can get them on Amazon.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, darker colors are better than lighter colors, or silk can show up quite well, but quite obviously sweat patches. So fabrics, so important. Do not buy or wear polyester. If you're going through a stage of hot flushes, keep away from polyester. Polyester is plastic basically, and it just traps the heat inside you, and then you're just like burning up like an oven. So it's not going to help. I've got one top, I never buy polyester anymore, but I've got one blouse that I didn't check the label, and I love the blouse and it looks fab and I feel amazing in it, and I wore it over Christmas in someone's kitchen, like Christmas drinks. I thought I was on fire the whole time I was there. And it's short sleeved as well, but it's high neck, and it just traps the heat inside and you can't get away. I can't get away from it. So don't buy polyester.
You didn't go up in flames, Helen.
Felt like I was going to, and you're talking to people that you don't necessarily know, and you're just like trying to watch it. It is embarrassing. We've all been there. So don't buy polyester. Instead, buy breathable fabrics. There's so many out there, from cotton to viscose is better than polyester. There's the sustainable ones like modal and eCovero. I love that, feels really nice. What else? Linen in the summer, obviously. There's a lot of bamboo clothing around right now, so no polyester. That's not going to help. And then we want to dress in layers. And it's all very well saying dress in layers, but some women are like, but I don't know how to layer. It never works. This never goes with that, or I feel too bulky. And particularly if you've got broad shoulders and a big bust like me, sometimes layering can make you just feel like I've got slim hips and long legs. So I can feel like if I layer on top, I'm just getting bigger and bigger on top, and I've still got these slim legs. So different ways to layer. We want to try and make sure that every layer we put on can be worn on its own. Otherwise, you can't take your layers off without feeling self-conscious. So I have got a little outfit to show you here. And let's just talk this through, a top half outfit. So a scarf, it's not, it's no new news, but a scarf is so easy. I've showed you one way already. Just have a scarf on and off and on and off all day. Brilliant. So if you are someone that feels the cold and it's minus temperatures as we have this conversation, a scarf is a great idea. So find one in a pattern that you love, that you think works well next to your face, colors that seem to light you up and make you look less tired, because you probably are tired. And then you might have the jacket, or it could be a cardigan if you don't need to be dressed up, and that can come on and off as your temperature changes. You might choose to have a lovely necklace. You might not suit statement jewelry. That's another thing I teach is, some of us need chunky stuff for our, I call it personal scale. Other people actually need finer stuff. So try and tune into what works best for you. But a statement necklace is a great way of keeping attention up here as well. When people are looking at you, they're going to the embellishment, not to the tummy. And this is a fine knit. This is from Marks and Spencer's, and it's a merino wool. And wool is breathable, so that's helpful. But this is a really fine one. So something like this isn't going to, a chunky jumper can sometimes feel a bit suffocating.
For our listeners on the podcast, you're just holding up a sort of very thin, soft-looking jumper, long-sleeved.
I hadn't thought about people not being able to hear. Do I need to describe the other things? So we had a scarf as the final piece. I'm kind of working backwards. The scarf can come on off. We had a blazer, which obviously can come on and off, which could be a cardi. We then have just a thin knit, which is merino wool. You can
lovely
buy
blue color, like a
lovely blue color. In fact, I think everything's been blue. You can buy cotton jumpers, actually, which was a revelation when I found those. So they look like a jumper, but actually they're made of cotton. So they're not going to keep you as warm, and you will need a cardi or a jumper or something over the top probably for some of the time. And then if you really are a cold person in terms of your temperature, not your personality, you might find, I love the Heat Tech thermal range from Uniqlo.
Yes.
So you wouldn't then take your jumper or blouse off and sit in your vest or your thing, because that might not feel good. But they do sleeveless, they do shorter sleeves, long sleeves, they've got one that I swear by, which has a really low ballerina neckline. And so I can wear those under blouses with a couple of buttons undone as well. They work really well. So you need to know that you wouldn't panic in that. But what I've done before, I've worn one of those under a lovely blouse. And then when I've arrived at an event, realised I am too hot, I've gone to the toilet, whipped that off. They're really thin, popped it in my handbag and then carried on. Yeah. So it's thinking about layering, but thinking about it sensibly, about making sure you can wear every layer without the layer on top that's covering things up. And a top, just while I'm thinking about it, this top has, it's not very exaggerated, but a slit up the side. That can be really helpful for going back to the tummy issue. If something sits all the way around your thighs, it might make your thighs look a bit bigger because it's cutting you off that horizontal line at a wider point. If it's got that slit up the side and it moves a bit, it's not stuck on your tummy, that can be really helpful as well. And there's loads of those around.
Yeah, you've made me think about the importance of good underwear as well. Do you cover that in your teachings?
Yeah, I'm not an underwear specialist, but obviously we cover it. And most clothes that are tailored expect the biggest part of your bust to be halfway between your elbow and your shoulder. So when your bust sits lower than that, you might want to, what I always find with mine, I should have done it today, actually, I'm a little bit low today, but it's like adjusting your straps after every few washes because they do stretch open. Yeah. And it might be obviously a bra that fits you well. And I do suggest you get, I think they say every 6 months, I say at least once a year, check you're in the right bra size. But then after every few washes, just hook your straps up again a little bit, because when your bust is in the right position, I don't really agree with that, but anyway, when it's a bit higher up, again, it creates more space underneath, and that can feel good.
Yeah, and that's going to be more comfortable too.
Yeah.
You talk about having the idea of having a uniform or an outfit formula, so to make it easier to dress. Can you just talk us through that?
I love an outfit formula. And if this is a new idea to you or a new concept, it's basically like a uniform, but it's not that you wear the same top, same trousers, same jacket every day. It's thinking about the silhouettes that work best for your body type and then making that an outfit formula. So for example, if you are bottom heavy, pear-shaped, so you're neater, smaller on the top half, and you feel like from the belly button down, you're bigger, and that's where you feel self-conscious, you might find that a more fitted top and then a pair of wide leg trousers is quite, as long as they're the right ones for you, it's going to feel good. It's going to be a silhouette that works for you. And it might be that you have a chunky trainer on the end, or it might be a lovely court shoe, or it might be a flat, whatever works for you. But once you know that that's an outfit formula that works, and for most people watching or listening, they will be able to think about their favorite outfit, and that might be a silhouette that works for you. And then you go, right, this works for me, so I'm going to have 3 fitted tops, and I'm going to have 2 pairs of wide leg trousers, and you might have 2 pairs of trainers, or two different footwear options. And if you have like a couple of blazers or cardigans to go over the top of that, and maybe a scarf or 2, suddenly with just these few pieces, you can probably make, in fact, I wrote down, if you had, where did I write it? I got up to 20 outfits with just 2 or 3 pairs of trousers, 3 loose fit blouses, fitted blouses. I had a different example written down, and 1 blazer or 2 blazers and 1 or 2 trainers. You can make 20 outfits if you're really careful about your mixing and matching, because the idea is, if the trousers suit a slim fit top, it doesn't matter what the slim fit top is. It could be different colors, different prints, different textures. They're going to work with both of the pairs of trousers. And very quickly, you can end up with like 10, 20 outfits. And that's 2 working weeks worth of clothes sorted on this one outfit formula. And then once you get confident with one outfit formula, you think about, well, what else could be an outfit formula? And it might be a dress with a belt and boots, or it might be a maxi skirt or a midi skirt with a fitted top, and that you start to get confident with different outfit formulas. And then when you're shopping, you say, oh, I know that which is it's catching my eye is part of one of my outfit formulas. I'm going to buy that because I know where, how, and when I'm going to wear this. It works as part of my uniform. And you might end up with 4. I've got 4 outfit formulas that I know I can use. And it does make choosing the clothes easier and not buying things and thinking this is going to be the thing that changes my life and then never wearing it. You're buying things knowing that it's part of your uniform or your outfit formula. So that can be a really helpful thing. Again, it requires a bit of time to think about it, but I bet most people listening, there's something, you know, when you put it on, it feels good. You know, if you're top heavy like I am, it might be the slim fit trousers and the loose blouse, and that always works. So why not have 3 gorgeous loose blouses that are slightly different or very different, and a couple of really good pairs of comfortable slim leg trousers?
Amazing. I think this is such valuable information, because we don't look at our wardrobes like that, do we? We buy, you know, if I see something really lovely, I'll buy it and not think about how I'm going to wear it with what, and it will sit on my shelf for that reason forever. I mean, I've still got stuff up there with tags on that I've
And then again,
find
much
an
like,
occasion to wear or whatever.
yeah, much like when we look at the clothes that don't fit us, and it makes us feel a little bit guilty every day because we've put the weight on. When you've got the stuff with the labels still on, we feel so guilty that we've wasted that money. So get, you know, if you're not going to wear them, get those out. That's 2 tips for your wardrobe clear out today. Get the things out with labels on and sell them or give them to charity. Yeah.
Amazing. Why do we need to get our inspiration from other places than our friends, family, and Instagram?
Wow, this is this is so important, because we are all beautifully different, right? For good reason. We're different sizes, different hair color, skin color, eye color, different hair texture. Some women have disabilities, some have disabilities that are obvious, some that you wouldn't know they're struggling with, that affects what they can wear and how they can wear it. And if you're just getting your inspiration, like you said, you go out and you buy something because it's called to you and you think it's fabulous, but then you don't think about how to wear it. Sometimes we do that because we've seen someone else wearing something similar, whether a newsreader or a friend or someone on Instagram that looks nothing like you. They're wearing something fabulous and you think, oh my God, I need something in mustard yellow as well because that looks so good. And then you buy the thing and you put it on and you look crap in it. And if that happens, you tell yourself it's because you're not enough, right? I used to do this all the time. I would say, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not slim enough, I'm not cool enough, trendy enough to wear that thing like that person wears it. So again, it's really damaging to try and copy what other people are doing. So instead, we want to think about, again, what is it that when we wear it, we feel fabulous? That's your style, you know, that's it. And so keep replicating that. And it might be that you're a dresses and boots person through and through, and you just end up with a whole wardrobe full of dresses. It might be that you're a, you know, you don't, every time you try and dress up, you feel like you're in your mum's clothes playing dress up because it's not your style. And you actually feel your best deliberately dressing down and really casually. And that's what feels true to you. So it is a case of noticing perhaps what other people are doing, but then really thinking, but is that me? And will that make me feel good? Because it's not like the other things that when I do wear them, I feel good. Everyone's style is different, and it is based on how you are physically, but also who you are inside and your lifestyle and your taste and your budget. There's so many things that come into it. And if we just expect that by following all these fabulous pieces on people on Instagram and copying and buying what they tell us we must have, we're going to feel stylish and amazing. It's not going to work because we're all so different for good reason. And I always talk about fit. It's like you want your clothes to fit you physically, but you need them to fit who you are as well.
And I think as we get older, we understand that more, don't we? Because we're wiser, we're older, we're a bit more experienced, and we actually, most of us care a bit less about what people think.
Yes,
Which
so
is
true.
the joy of menopause, to
So
be
true.
frank. So one of the pros of menopause is this whole, you know, effort list and bucket list or whatever, and not care too much about what other people think. So I think that gives us a certain amount of freedom in what we wear. And I do see that with a lot of women, like really just going, I'm not going to follow fashion like I used to. I'm just going to wear what I really love. And that, you must see that a lot with your clients too.
I see that a lot, but what I also see is women who lose a bit of confidence at this time of their lives, and so they're too apprehensive, they're too scared to try something new in case it's wrong.
Right.
Like they know that, so they play it very safe, and they feel boring and they feel invisible. So they come to me because they need me to show them the possibilities for them, because they haven't got the confidence to see or try those new things, because this massive fear of getting things wrong. So yeah, I think some people just find their way and are naturally stylish and go, do you know what, I'm wearing this because I feel great in it. And other women want to do that, but there's something inside that's still like, but what if that's wrong? And they still just play it too safe.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. I think that's a brilliant place to finish on, Helen, and tell people where they can find out more about you and what you do.
Best place really is to come over to my website, which is helenreynoldsstyle.com. I write a fortnightly blog post, and there's all sorts of freebies on there and things that you can learn from over on my website.
And you've got a fabulous membership and I think a Facebook group where, you know, people can share
Oh, yes.
pictures. I've seen lots of amazing pictures. Do I look okay in this?
Yeah.
And does this suit me? And it's really, really fun.
Thank you for that, and perhaps you could pop a link to that under with the video, but or with the podcast. But you're all very welcome to come into the Facebook group. It's called The Style Place, but I believe there's more than one Style Place. So you want the Helen Reynolds one, and it's a private space where women really do show up and ask the questions and get. It's so non-judgmental. And we all support each other. We share our finds. We say, yes, that looks great. Or actually, I've seen you in better things. It's a really kind, nurturing space. So you're very welcome. And I show up there each week with a video to share more tips and things. So you're all very welcome to request to join that private Facebook group.
Oh, lovely. Thank you so much, Helen. It's been such a fascinating topic, and I know lots of people will find this really inspiring and useful. So thank you so much for your time. And I'll speak to you very soon.
Thank you. Thank you, Nick. It's been great to see you. Thank you.